Hi guys, I hope you all are doing fine, and once again welcome back to my channel. And here I will talk extensively about GATE 2021 and GATE 2022 English. This was the first time I appeared for the exam, and it actually started only from 2021. So there you go. So first of all, one thing I want to say that there were supposed to be 16 questions from reasoning and comprehension and 40 questions from English literature. But there were actually 39 questions from English literature actually here. And most of them were asked from English literary theory, literary criticism, and a few basic questions were asked from concept. So basic concept was really necessary to crack this exam. And so let's talk about the questions as far as I can remember. And the question was not very tough, not very easy, but it was standard, I would say. And overall, the question was good. I mean, it was interesting. It was not out of the world. It was not out of the syllabus, so to say. It was not anything alien. But if you have studied well, if you are preparing for NET or SET exams, if you are reading literature, if you are loving literature, then it should be exciting for you. You should have enjoyed, the exam, the GATE exam. All right, so I will talk about only the questions that I have remembered so far. And please let me know in the comment section if you remember any more questions, or if I am missing out on something. You are free to do that. Please let me know in the comment section. And before starting, please like my video and subscribe and share with your friends so that they also can contribute in the comment section with the questions. So first, talking about the general aptitude, there was, I will just change the color over here and I will increase the size a little bit here. In the GA, there was a question from the pipes. The pipes were there. There was a question from logical reasoning, that is the some engineers are doctors. No, there was like some writers are engineers, all engineers are something like that. We have to do the Venn diagram and then solve that. Then there was another question from probability. Actually, probability was there, which was really shocking, because probability I actually didn't expect questions coming from probability anyway. And there was another question in GA, which was about sitting arrangement. There was a question on 3p minus q less than 12, 3q minus p less than 4. So what will be the correct equation? I think p plus q. P plus q, p plus q less than 8. This was the right option. So that one was there. And there was another question about, I don't remember anything else. So there was a question from minimum doors. I think the answer will be 2 if we can consider the open space as a way. So I think the minimum doors that should be used to get to point Q from point P should be 2. So this was a question. As far as I can remember, these are the things from reasoning and comprehension. Here I must reasoning and comprehension. I must mention one thing, that is what I have written. I've written comprehension. All right. So you must remember that it always seems that reasoning and comprehension questions are really easy and simple, but when the answer key is out, it feels that no, okay, all the answers that we have attempted are incorrect. So I must mention Sir Nakul Grover over here, because he has warned us that not to attempt all the questions, not to do any guesswork in here. So make your guesswork minimum over here. So I have kept his words in my mind, and so I did not do anything making any guesswork. So there was a question about the exams. Okay, exams. Physics was the first exam. Which exam was the first exam? Which exam was the last exam? Something like that was there. There were about a GSR and rice. Okay, there was a question about sewage and water, sewage and drinking water. So it was an MSQ, okay, and there were two NATs. NATs mean numerical answer type. One was about when again English engineers, businessmen, and parents. Okay, so something like that. So that was one, and another was there are three same size boxes. Oh, I remember one from here. There was a question that there's a cube, and a sphere is inside the cube, and the radius of the sphere is r. So what will be the volume of the cube? Okay, cube and sphere. So it will be 8r cube. That means 2r will be the length of the the cube, and we know that the volume of the sphere, the volume of the cube is the three times the length of it. So 2r will be 2r whole cube will be the answer. That is 8r cube will be the answer. So yeah, coming back to over here, so there are three boxes same size, and in every box there are two more boxes, and in every two boxes there are four boxes. So how many total boxes are there? 33 will be the question. So NAT, two questions were there, and remember that in NAT numerical answer type questions there are no negative markings. Now coming, I am not going to talk about these things. Let's come back. Let's come to our subject, that is English literature. Okay, I will just clear it. Coming to English literature. The first, first there was a question that what does rollerbird and date of the author. What does rollerbird do in this date, in the date of the author? The answer will be something that was starting with a challenging. Okay, challenging something, that will be the answer. So other answers were not relevant, because date of the author was related to two things. First is post-structuralism, and second is reader response theory. So he says that the birth of the reader must be at the cost of the date of the author. So here you see that option was only the correct option, and it was an MCQ. So there you go. Then there was a question that who preferred Shakespeare's comedies more than tragedies. I was thinking that it will be someone between Johnson and Dryden, but I was not sure, and since there was a negative marking, so I didn't attempt it. Already I got two questions bearing negative marking wrong, so I thank God I did not attempt it. So well, if I attempted, I would do Samuel Johnson, which is actually the correct option. Samuel Johnson will be the correct option. Then we have Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni, Mistress of Spice, okay, Mistress of Spices. And what are the features of this novel, they were asking. So one is magic realism. The options are magic realism and immigration. And there was another thing called epistolary. And what are the another option I cannot remember. Only here, magic realism and immigration will be the right options only. It was MSQ. All right, now coming to another question. There was a question called, well, Margaret Atwood's Handmaid's Tale, George Orwell's 1984, and there was some other books. And what genre do they belong to? It was, of course, dystopian novels. Another question was from Bakhtin. Okay, Mikhail Bakhtin. Was, the reversal of social hierarchies. It will be, of course, carnivalesque. It will be carnivalesque. There was another question that T.S. Eliot's book, The Westland, was primarily influenced by which book? It was G.C. Weston's From Ritual to Romance. From Ritual to Romance. And T.S. Eliot himself has mentioned it in the last part of the book, in the not in the epilogue and the thanking part of the book, that he was heavily influenced by J.C. Elston's From Ritual to Romance. Who won Booker Prize twice? J.G. Farrell for The Siege of Krishnapur and Troubles. I marked it wrong. So still I searched for it, and then I found out, I researched a little bit. But sit for every exam and then researching about the question paper and answers, it will make you know about a lot of things. J.G. Farrell was asked in UGC NET also before. Okay, so remember that all the important writers are asked in NET, SET, and GATE also. So just do your research, consider all the question papers, sit with them, study the papers, study the authors and works that are being given. Okay, so J.G. Farrell was awarded the Booker Prize twice for his Troubles and The Siege of Krishnapur. And another was Peter Carey. Peter Carey was awarded Booker Prize twice. Once was for Oscar and Lucinda. Peter Carey was an Australian writer. He's a very famous Australian writer. Multiple times questions have been come in UGC NET and SET. Okay, so very important. Peter Carey wrote Oscar and Lucinda, and there was another book called The True History of Kelly Gang. I guess these two books won Booker Prize, so twice. So Peter Carey and J.G. Farrell. There are some other writers who won Booker Prize twice. They are Hilary Mantel. They are James Coetzee, who won Booker Prize for Life and Times of Michael Kay and Disgrace, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So there's also another writer, this Margaret Atwood herself. So these are the writers who won Booker Prize twice. Salman Rushdie also. Salman Rushdie did not win the Booker Prize twice, but I think he was awarded the Booker of Booker. Okay, so here you go. So these two options, other two options were there. I think the other options were William Golding and Nadine Gordimer. So Nadine Gordimer won the Nobel Prize. So I made a mistake over here. I marked Nadine Gordimer. I was confused. So Nadine Gordimer won Nobel Prize, and once she won the Booker Prize. Okay, so one Booker Prize and Nobel Prize. So Nadine Gordimer and William Golding were the wrong answers. All right, now comes another question was from, okay, there was a quotation, man is a social animal, and if he thinks that he can live alone, he must be a beast or a god, something like that. This was a quote by Aristotle. Aristotle said this, okay. Then there was who popularized the term objective correlative. You know, T.S. Eliot. So see, the pattern, you can see the pattern if you research with the question paper. There were two questions from T.S. Eliot actually. Okay, there were one from ritual to romance, a wasteland, and here objective correlative. So see, T.S. Eliot is an important writer. Then number 10, we talk about, there were two poems. One poem was, I did not find those poems anywhere. Okay, I searched a lot, but I did not find those poems. But one poem was about the mother's gray hair. So when the mother had soft foot problem, and the poet used to carry her upstairs, and after that the poet used to notice gray hairs, strands of gray hairs on his coat. So that reminds him of, like, the cigarette smoke reminds him of those strands of gray hair. So the options were like, he is grieving his mother's death. Of course, he is still grieving his mother's death. The poem was symbolic. That was a correct option also. There was another option. What was another option? I can't remember. The poem is a celebration of youth, which is wrong. And there was another option which was correct. So total 3 options were correct, I guess, in my opinion. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so poem. Another question was also from poem, which was a idea. Take your shirt off, go for puja. I will not go. I will rather have my cigar and be in the garden, something like that. So the options were, it is a rebellious poem. It has surrealist and strange images. And there was another option. Okay, so surrealist images, rebellious, skeptic, and it's an ode. So these were the 4 options. Here, one thing I must mention, that rebellious, of course, it was rebellious because the poet was refusing to go for puja, and he is showing his rebellion through smoking a cigar in the garden while the puja is going on in the temple. He is skeptic, of course, he is skeptic. He is not believing in puja. Now, surrealist image. I don't think it was there was any surrealist image. Okay, surrealist and strange images were not there. It was a puja, and he is smoking a cigar. So it is not really surreal. What is surreal? If there was, like, you can remember, what is this poet's name? Array, that ice cream, emperor of ice cream. Wallace Stevens, if you think of that poem, okay, Emperor of Ice Cream. And then there was the glass jar, okay, the jar in the mountain. So those poems have the conglomeration of surrealist images, but you cannot say this to be a surrealist poem, okay? So in that case, I did not mark it. But here, is it an ode? I am really confused about this. Is it an ode? Okay, if you see what is an ode, if you consider odes to be like the grand style odes, like ode on a Grecian urn and ode to a nightingale and stuff like that, you will definitely mark that it is not an ode. But if you read poems, and if you follow the trends in poetry, you can see that modern odes are there also, and modern odes do not use grand images. So this poem was written to some person called you. Okay, you go to the garden, sorry, you go get the puja, and I will be here. No, I won't go, thanks. No thanks, I won't go. You go there, I will be here. So you do that, and that. So it's speaking to someone, okay. And I think it can be called an ode, so I marked it. I'm not sure. So I think it had the tone of a modern ode. So they have given the option. I thought that there must be some reason that they gave this. So at the last point of time, I just marked an ode also. I'm not sure about this. All right. Then there was a question from namesake. Sorry, what happened? Namesake. Okay, when that woman was giving birth, about to give birth, so she should, the correct options were, she was experiencing a cultural shock. What is a cultural shock? When a person is not in her familiar atmosphere, she is taken apart from the familiar atmosphere. That is the cultural shock. So the cultural shock is there, and she should have been surrounded by her familiar people. And there was another option called again something like that. Okay, so she was very afraid of giving birth in a place that was so far from her country, something like that. I think three options were correct in this. I mean, I did that. Okay, I'm not saying that that is the correct answer. The correct answers will only be revealed when the answer key is out, but I'm just giving my opinion over here. All right, now talking about the next, phenomenology. And phenomenology is a very complicated and difficult term. It was propounded by Husserl, and it was popularized in Martin Heidegger's Being and Time, and it connects the object and the perception of that object, and it deals with the abstraction called human consciousness. These were the four options, and all the four options seem correct. Okay, all the four options seem correct. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure, but to be honest, I think all the four options should be correct. Okay, all the four options should be. There was a question from parapraxis. Okay, anagnorisis. Oops, what I forgot the actual words. It's a Greek word, anagnorisis. Yeah, anagnorisis. Anagnorisis, I have written it correct. So anagnorisis is when you recognize your tragic flaw. Two options were recognizing your tragic flaw and recognizing your adversary. That moment is called anagnorisis. Number 15, there was a question from parapraxis. I had no idea what that is. I confused it with praxis, which was related to Marxism. So it's not. So it is actually another name for Freudian slip. So there you go. All right. Now, there was a question from the Tughlaq. Okay, I was confused about that, but I knew that there's a 99% chance that it will be Tughlaq, because it was talking about history, statecraft. Tughlaq was a Pagla Raja. So that one, so Tughlaq. Then there was another question that was Way of the World. Way of the World by Congreve. I'm blanking on the very obvious artist, Congreve, and its prologue was given. And their malice we would prevent. Okay, the scurrilous intent, something like that. So two options were correct, I guess, in there. First one was the reviewers should stop writing malicious reviews lest they should be labeled as libels. Okay, that should be one correct answer. Another answer was Another answer was what? They should stop relating the actors to the real people. I think those two should be the answers. I'm not sure. I'm saying again and again. I'm not guaranteeing. I'm not giving any guarantee that my answers are correct, because I'm only a junior student and I'm just appearing for exams. This was the first time I appeared for GATE and NET and SET. So I'm just, you know, I'm not bossing around. All right. So with the world, there was another question from what? Mm, let me know in the comment section if you got any. I can't remember any other question right now. Oh my God, I just remembered many questions. Let me know, guys, in the comment section if you remember any other questions from it. Okay, just let me know. I think there was a question from. No, I can't remember any other question right now. I will make another video if I am able to remember any other questions. So please, guys, like this video. I'm sorry for babbling so much, and let me know in the comment section your opinion about the exam, your opinion about your experience. Okay, and bye.